Welcome back, everyone. Today I bring you another ranked game because I haven't played any tournament matches last week because I wasn't feeling that well actually. So I have to interject a quick ranked game. You can see I am playing 9th Panzerdivision of East Germany on Kreide. So this is one of the new maps. It's actually not that new because it was introduced in the last patch already, but only got added to ranked with the rank reset a few weeks ago. And it is actually a new map, not like Chemical was at least reworked, but not like, for example, Two Ways, which was just an old map added back in, which is cool because, new maps aren't bad. I just have a problem with old maps that are stupidly unbalanced being just added back in without any changes. That's just super lazy. I have gotten the site where I think is better, because if you look at the center point here, I have all those buildings. I mean, this forest line is, I think, more in the favor of my enemy, but I mean, I get the buildings here. You can, from the other side, hide a CV in here, basically, but then again, if the sector is contested and you don't see the CV, you obviously know that it has to be somewhere in this crevice here. So it's also a bit like it's just a bit obvious where the CV has to be. But the most, or like the most, but the thing that I like a lot about the site is that you can attack into borders so nicely. You get this road here, you can drive here, and then if you have forward deployed or just mechanized assets and tanks, it just seems to be very easy to take borders. Well, for the other side, it kind of seems very hard to hold it. You also have the hill, if you want to fight from the hill. In general, having hills is very nice because you can just retreat a bit and then you're, for example, out of range of ATGMs already again. If you want to use it and have, well, again, assets that can actually use it. The top side I'm not so sure about. I think the top side is fairly balanced for both sides. But you can see, or well, maybe you can't see because the resolution isn't good enough and all the VDV symbols are the same, but this is 76Y I'm playing against, which was a bit surprising because I haven't seen 76Y in quite some while. Normally you play 56th or maybe 35th. 76 not so much, which is on one hand understandable. On the other hand, I think 76 is still very, very good. I would still even say it's brokenly overpowered like the other VDV divisions. I mean, sure, you don't get helicopters, but you get MiG-31s, which you can just prevent any airplay from happening like ever if you have two of them up, because two misses from the what's the missile? It's not the R-33 anymore. It's something different. From the long-range missiles, force evac planes, even if they miss. So the lower accuracy doesn't even matter that much anymore because you literally can just force retreat everything. Your ground AA is obviously like VV, so it's only manpads and I think Strela 10Ms or the BRDM Strela. I can't remember. Well, it's shitty, obviously, but that's just. I mean, you have MiG-31s. It doesn't really matter that much. And other than that, you have just great AC-24 bombers all around with 30% ECM, and the LGB that is still very, very good. If you have some high value targets on your army, and just great infantry, BMD-2 and BMD-3 with smoke and Conqueror SAM, and the standard ATGM spam from VTV divisions. So yeah, I think this division is still extremely good. But yeah, well, because he has such good infantry, you can see I'm just not deploying anything up there because fighting for Gregory against an infantry division, or like especially a VTV division, makes literally no sense at all for me. I'm sending a recon helicopter up to spot if he maybe leaves it open. I can try to take the positions there, just in case. But you can see the Aufklärer here are deploying very defensively. Then 30mm grenade launcher and the go on the top, because here I was just assuming that he wouldn't be attacking that much into here, because this area overall is very open, so he's sure he can get to the forest line most likely even earlier than I can. But then holding it would be super rough for him. I was assuming that he would try to fight for the center and for Boris. You can see I'm still deploying like kind of aggressively into the center because I just wasn't sure about the timings. So this is 2 grenade launchers and 2 Fogos going into those buildings here in an Aufklärer. Recon helicopter as well, and recon helicopter for the right. And I thought, you know, if I don't make it, I have the recon and the recon helicopter, so I will see it. I can just redeploy them to the forest or something. Then I have 2 mod Aufklärer on the right, and then 2 T-72 moves to mod Schützen in BMP-1. I took the BMP-1 ones because they're cheaper and they're double vet, so they will be better fighting in the forest. And then a Cooper and a supply truck. Obviously, normally you don't start with AA against 76, but I wanted to have AA up in case he starts air spamming early on. You don't start with AA because they don't have helicopters. And well, in fact, he did start with a giant blob in the center that can get there extremely early. So those units will never make it to those buildings. Also, several AA pieces, which isn't a bad choice, honestly. Because you obviously want to defend your early push against any sort of helicopters. And yeah, I also decided to keep this Me-2 like back defensively and really just focus on Boris and center and then push through and just completely leave Gregory open. See a descent Usilenia coming into Boris. Those are pretty cool squads, double MG and 2 AT launchers actually. But the thing is, you most likely are better off taking other squads. I'm not sure though, I think I will look at my deck later. Maybe you can work them in, because they're pretty cool. He tried to drive in very aggressively with his command here, by the way, but yet that wasn't a great idea because it was literally just the command vehicle and nothing else. Overall, he is on a +3 tick though, which is not that nice because the map is one of the, you know, new philosophy low tick maps. So a +3 tick is pretty good. But on the other hand, he is an airborne division, so it's kind of expected of him to have the early tick. I have a pretty good foothold in Boris now though. Like, not the greatest, but it's better than nothing. And I still need to clear out the forest, and this will be the hardest thing because his infantry is just so much better than mine. Center here is completely lost. Aufklärer then also missed their RPG against the BTR twice, bruh. I mean, the second time they were very stunned, but the first one could have hit, like, come on. I deployed all my grenade launchers and the Fogos in this little forest patch here. Obviously, would have been better to, like, spread them out, but I was afraid to drive them over the open here because the road here is, like, it takes very long to get here over the open. And, yeah, I decided to deploy them all on the same forest line. Deployed another pair of grenade launcher and Fogos to the right-hand side now, so that you can just walk through here. Command finally getting into Boris. Infantry is slowly moving up. Yeah, obviously I don't want the T-72s to drive into the double AT launcher squad. That would be very, very stupid. So I'm quickly telling them to like drive around and then get into this position and then maybe snipe his reinforcements. Yeah, well, the Su-23 not having a good time against the BMP-1 and the T-72s. Ordered a rocket plane to kill some infantry here, but then it obviously gets sniped by Iglas, because why wouldn't it? I think it got hit by all 3 of them, by the way, which was super cool. Find his infantry command, which is would be very good to kill off. Descent Niki with the Metis, not that good for me, because that's again a unit that will zone out my tanks. And I saw some trucks coming in here, so I know that there is infantry already on the way. One more coming in too. Coop hits, but unfortunately it was just after it dropped its bombs, so yeah, it killed all my infantry here. Coop does get the kill in return though, so you know, that's honestly a fine trade to make for me. I mean, his planes are obviously very good, but they're also pretty limited and pretty expensive. And yeah, the trucks that were coming in brought in some Sperrgruppe. Not like the best use case for them in the forest because they can't use their satchels, but I mean, even without the satchels, it's like still a 10-man special forces squad with shock and a great AT launcher. Limited range though, but very good damage. Now Metis is engaging my tanks, and the tanks were now obviously in an extremely bad spot. 2 ATGMs coming in, both were side shots. I thought that like this would still be frontal armor, but I guess they were a bit like facing not the perfect way. Here I should have smoked off earlier. Again, SU-22 gets hit by all the manpads with 30% ECM, don't know why. I still had the BMP-2 sitting somewhere around here, and then I decided, you know what? I would just drive it around. Because protecting his flanks S-76 is very, very difficult, because that's where the lack of helicopters really comes to bite you in the ass. And the map is very new, so I just hope that he would like forget about this side here and not have anything to defend. And you can see for now it's going pretty well. And then if I can get into his backline, I can snipe his reinforcements, which would be very, very nice. More Schützen together with the BMP trying to kill off the Metis, but the BTRD, no, very strong vehicle actually now, because it has a grenade launcher, and those are very strong, as we all know. Some more infantry were coming in for Boris, but I mean, obviously the push here is pretty much defeated, so I quickly deployed them before I would have lost them all. Not Napalm, what is it called again? Thermobaric, yeah, that's what it's called. Mobber came in to clear out this forest, so I have lost my units there. Pretty sad. Bought in the jammer helicopter so that I can have control over the open, so that he can't just sneak around here, which would be pretty painful. Called in some Mochitsu with the BMP-2s. Less vet, but obviously the BMP-2s will be very helpful in the open here. And the T-72 M1 for the fire support. I thought I would go with the expensive one for the better armor, would really help. Grenade launcher here to keep his units again from just moving over the open. Together with the double vet Mochitsu and the BMP-1 should be pretty decent defensive line setup here now. Lose one of the Mochitsu against, I guess, the BTRD. And here, I mean, obviously I still also don't know the map too well. Moving here exposed me to this forest line as well. I thought that I would be safe, but I should have moved up a little bit further here. So yeah, the more you know. And T-72 takes a nasty, it's either a side shot or a rear shot. Escapes though luckily through the smokes. That was very nice. Could have gone very badly. Coop still doing its job. Now sniping, or like, not sniping, but retreating the SU-22 before it can drop its bombs. Doesn't get the kill unfortunately, and second Coop is already on the way, because he obviously was air spamming like a madman. Also makes sense, because that's kind of the point of his division. Also buying an artillery, because the front line has pretty much stabilized already. So I will need the artillery to get rid of all of his ATGMs. As I said, that is still a thing that 76 is perfectly capable of doing. BMP is in the backline, it sniped something here, but I think that was just a jeep, an empty jeep driving back. I mean, it's 20 points still, better than nothing, but also nothing insanely good. Those tanks and this tank and the BMP-2s now need repairs, so can't be using them right now, unfortunately. Here I wanted to put the Coop on the like the top of the cliffside, but again I moved it up too far to the cliff so that it was visible to the forest line, which definitely will not come back to bite me in the ass, not at all. Also some Eagles, just for some additional AA, some cheap additional AA. BMP here is finally sniped something actually in a transport, so that was a very nice kill. It's actually vetted up now to max vet. That's very nice. He's deploying heavily into the center because he obviously wants to keep it. Me-8 takes a shot, but I notice it and quickly retreated so that it doesn't die. I really don't want to lose it. It's a very strong tool. The only thing I was seeing at that point in time that wasn't moving were the supply trucks, so I decided to just quickly snipe one of them. Will make it harder for him to keep the zone if he can't repair up his units. My supply truck is now finally arrived, so that it can start repairing my my units. And I will need more infantry, but you can see I was kind of spending a lot of points into buying support assets like AA and supply, and also artillery, to then set up the push, because just dry pushing into this wouldn't have worked anyway for the moment. A grenade launcher and Mochitsu together, deleting the Descending Metis. Okay, sorry, it was just a package, and for some reason the guy delivering the package thought that he would need to ring for like solid like 10 seconds. But yeah, anyway, where were we? Yeah, BMP-1 here, still in his backline. I think those were BMP-3s or BMP-2s, BMD-2s, I didn't notice it in time, but most importantly, there's a Grad here that he bought in, and well, it's a max vet BMP-1, so of course it hits and it kills the Grad. That was very nice. Don't even know why he bought it in. I guess he didn't actually know that the BMP-1 was here. He just accidentally engaged it with this BMD-3. So that was a very, very nice kill. Getting rid of his artillery early on, and yeah, here the coup died. Yeah, the coup, correct, died to his ATGM. That was very dumb and very sad. The military recon here, he loaded his recon into the Igla Jeep for some reason. Don't exactly know why. I quickly targeted it with my artillery. One on the ATGM here, one on the recon that is now in the truck. So let's see whether it will actually do something. It hits, but it doesn't stun, unfortunately. So he is able to drive his recon out in time. Get a Conquerors here, though. My BMP-1 in his backline died. But I mean, it did its job. It sniped one unit and a Grad. That's more than enough from a BMP-1, honestly. My units here are finally repaired. Also bought in recon to actually see more stuff. And the little push coming in here, so that I can kind of encircle the town from two sides. D-72 and 1 against Forgo. Forgo misses, even though it's double vet. Okay, that's a bit dumb. And together with the two BMP-2s, that shouldn't be a big issue to get rid of them. BMD-3 against my grenade launcher will be a big problem though, because I can't do anything, and I didn't have any Forgo up here. Should have really put one in here, but I kind of was afraid that he would just move his infantry into here, which in the end he didn't do. Schmel now flying around, and the coup is, I mean, he can't even do anything against the Schmel anyway. And the Iglas were too far away, but then he flies too close to them. Actually flies into range, but obviously they miss. And miss again, because why wouldn't they? Mi-8 also repaired up, so that I will be able to move it forward in the future again. Igla again missing. Just bruh. I'll get a nice kill on the BMD-3s. BMD-3s really will be a big issue for me, because as I said, them having smoke is just very nice. And then also the fact that they have a grenade launcher and a Conquerors M, they're just such beasts. And I bought in my own beast, the Napalm RM-70, because I thought, you know, if he just has a bunch of infantry in the forest here, I can't get rid of them. But I can just burn them, and there's nothing that he can do against that. I had a recon helicopter for the right-hand flank as well, by the way, because I thought that, you know, if I can drive around the flank, he can drive around the flank just as much. And yeah, so now I will just burn down the forest. Barrage after barrage. Then I can move in my infantry and get rid of anything that is left there. ATGM might hit one of the Iglas. No, actually they all miss as well. Well, okay, that's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, here retreated the tank and the BMP-2s again for the time being. This one vetted up even. How did it vet up? No idea how. And yeah, here the Napalm doing a great job. Unfortunately, it didn't quite get the metis because it was just on the edge of the forest, and you know, everything is just burning behind them. Lol. So they're still alive, and sniped off a BMP-1. Not very cool from them. Yeah, here it's just like, so he basically has like this forest full of ATGMs, then Conquerors here, BMD-3 here. I think the ATGMs in the buildings are gone now, but it's literally just pure ATGM hell, and I'm putting my artillery on the ATGM here, but like this is like one of, I don't know, 25 billion ATGMs that are waiting there for me. But because it's ATGMs, and those most likely weren't BMDs, I just thought, you know, I'm just gonna move my infantry up. Should be good enough, and it actually is. So you can see it's not being fired at by anything. Another napalm strike on the forest. Spätzgruppe was still alive, but yeah, well, 2v1 in the open. Double vet Mordschützen are actually doing pretty well, especially because this one was already damaged by most likely the artillery, and now with 2 more Mordschützen BMP-2s coming in, this one will really have a rough time. The Thermobaric Su-24 comes in, kills 1 infantry. A bit unlucky, but I mean, yeah, 1 kill with this bomber is really not that good point-wise. Coop is now even has vetted up twice now already, so this one was really doing his job. The supply truck is even empty now. Molchitz moving up. I couldn't just get rid of his command here for some reason. I wasn't really sure why. I will shortly see why, because it's a vehicle. But it doesn't really matter that much because I have... Yeah, there it is. It was a vehicle, so that's why I couldn't kill it off. Catch out some of his Spätskruppe in the open. He's trying to move them into the forest, so I preemptively put the RM-70 onto the forest. But you can see here I now have a pretty good bunch of vehicles up that are moving towards his ATGM carriers. So T-72 backed up by BMP-2s is like an okay fight for me. Still not the best, but it's okay. And artillery also coming in for support. The thing I'm missing now is actually just a command tank. Yeah, it's coming in. RM-70 coming onto the forest. It actually was even a bit too far back, and then it also flies just around this Spätskruppe here. A bit unfortunate, but yeah, that can happen. And he's moving it, and the big problem is they have the like medium machine gun. That one doesn't shoot on the move, and so he's just moving into like 3 double machine gun squads. I mean, this one is very low, so it doesn't even have double machine gun anymore. But yeah, maybe he wanted to use his satchel, but that was really not a good play by him. Smoke off the T-72 because it did actually get quite low. One BMP-2 does die, unfortunately, because he still has a shit ton of ATGMs here, and then the T-72 move is basically just completely on its own, so I also smoke it off and retreated. Sniped the BRDM on the move, very nice. These vehicles are repaired again, so I moved them up together with the mod Aufklärer. Command tech is finally in, and with me having captured this sector completely, neutralizing this sector neutralizes it, or like stops his point tick as well, and will put me at a +1. But the problem is, we're 17 minutes in, and he has almost 1,200 points. And as I said, Kreide is not exactly a map that like takes too quickly. So this is a real problem now. I will need to grind back a lot of points. A bunch of supply trucks here. I just forgot about here. Forgo now also moving up. I think the Napalm was reloading. Coup hits the ISO-24 and then it dies to, I guess, an Igla. Yeah, one of the Iglas here, most likely. We'll need more AA up. Yeah, it's already on the way because he was still air spamming. Even though now I have killed quite a few of his planes actually now. But he still has his AT planes, for example, that can get rid of all of my tanks, which I will not like. I really need my tanks. And yeah, slowly getting rid of all of those ATGM carriers here. And so, because I have so many units here, I thought that I would be the best idea to drive into, what is this, Feder? Yeah. And then from Feder, go on towards Elena. I couldn't decide whether I want to call it Elena or Elena. I would call it Elena, because I decided to do so. Yeah, you can see I just moving all my units, basically Q moving them towards there. This forest line seemed pretty clear, at least nothing was shooting at me from there, so I just decided it's clear. I also have an Aufklärer here, so if something shoots, I should be able to spot it. Also something he did a push here. I saw it with the recon helicopter, so I quickly retreat the command so that he doesn't snipe with his infantry. And here I thought this would be a Spätskruppe, because it's in a truck. But it turned out to be a Forgo. The problem is, the Forgo is in range of the coup. I quickly called in a bomber to snipe it, but then I thought, you know what? Even if the Forgo gets the coup, fuck it, I want to go for the big bunch of infantry and trucks here. Problem was that I dropped right in between of them, so I damaged all of them but didn't kill a single Spätskruppe, so I think it would have been better to just manually or target specifically one of them. And yeah, the Forgo unfortunately kills a double vet coup. It wasn't even like that bad game-wise, because I still had I had 2 more coups already up and Iglas everywhere. But it was just sad because it was a double vet coup that vetted up twice. It wasn't brought in or something with double vet. Yeah, I obviously have the Urn, which is, in my opinion, like, it's such a great helicopter. I'm just a big fan of those small little helicopters, like the Bow Pa of the West Germans, and the Urns, for example, or also the Gazelles. Those small cheap helicopters can do such great damage, but diving them with planes is just never worth it. So they're very, very great. Urns are obviously way different from the BOPA. BOPA AT plane, and a plane helicopter. The Urns anti-infantry, but in the anti-infantry role, they're such monsters, honestly, with the rockets and then the 23mm gun. Absolutely great. So quickly get rid of all of his infantry here that was trying to flank me. I don't know why he didn't do it with, like, for example, some BMDs. That would have been actually pretty dangerous. But yeah, in such a push, you can see I got rid of it very quickly. Units are moving into Feder, pretty much unopposed, although the opposition that was there is pretty much already dead. Just need to get in the command tank now as well. 2 normal tanks also now waiting in the back. I also was thinking about that, you know, buying in one of the, or not one of them, but also several, depending on the points, of the T-72Ss would have been pretty good, because they would have outranged all of his ATGM carriers. Here I saw that he is moving in a Spätzgruppe over the open. Again, who you gonna call? Me too, Urns. This unit will be gone in a matter of seconds now. Look at this. And those cost, I mean, 60 points isn't like super cheap, but considering the damage output they have, it's absolutely worth it. Yeah, and bam, he's gone. He's trying to reinforce Feder, but I mean, I'm in it with like 4 infantry squads now. 2 BMPs were also covering this angle of advance, because he still might have units in here. Obviously he had, because he was moving through here, so he still might also just move through here and try to get into my back, which would be pretty painful. Got a bunch of ATGMs in here now, which makes a lot of sense, because, I mean, that's the next point I will attack. Because there's literally only 2 points left, Elena and Gregory. The Napalm RM-70 has also repaired, not repaired, rearmed finally. It's reloaded rather. So I can burn down another forest line. The RM-70, Napalm RM-70 is honestly super great. I love it very much. You can dislodge infantry in forest so great, and it's even good against tanks, because you can also dislodge tanks, and once they have fire under their ass, they will start turning like morons and showing their side and rear armor to you. So it's just great. And you can also just like straight up kill tanks. Why did I? There's a like little hill here. Okay, that's why I couldn't see. I was a bit confused. Urns again rerouted to help on the top. Now, I mean, 3v1 shouldn't be a big issue. Also, 2 Strelauten's been brought up to defend against, first of all, the recon drone, so that he can't just spot everything for free, and then, yeah, also just some air defense. Yeah, moving up the T-72s in the open wasn't the best idea. Also, like, I mean, I have a recon here, and I still couldn't see the Conquerors after it fired for the first time. Maybe it was like slightly out of line of sight or something. I'm not sure. Either way, it was a bit dumb. So 1 T-72 is down. The other one might kill this Conquerors though. Should be able to. Like, come on. Thank you. Right side looking pretty good. Should have been moving those units up into this forest patch already, but I was a bit slow. I mean, honestly, I was kind of already feeling like I won the game, and it was just a matter of time until I won. So I was a bit slacking on the micro, which is not good, because your enemy always can come back, even if it's like just a VDV division. Because VDV divisions are basically just mechanized divisions, so they still have some pushing power towards the late game. It's just not that great, but it's still there. T-72 unfortunately gets stunned here and gets double hit. But again, what do? We put Napalm on the forest line. Saw some units coming in here. It was just a Conquerors, but still put my howitzers on it, mostly because I wasn't seeing anything else, basically. This was worth it. I also bought in some units for reinforcements into Dimitri. I didn't want to lose the game, you know, because of some stupid backline action where he just captures all my back sectors while all my units are in the front. That would have been kind of unfortunate. So, yeah, that's why I just reinforced it preemptively. And in the units here, I mean, BMP-2s still keeping them here was a good idea in case he tries to attack the backline. But yeah, now you can see T-72 starts moving forward. More units need to be brought into here to attack Elena. I will win in 11 minutes, but I mean, I don't need to wait 11 minutes. I can just keep pushing and win earlier. Also, some Fago finally being brought in so that I can defend against all of his ATGM carriers from this forest line. I won't do obviously anything against his infantry ATGMs, but he also gets just a shit ton of ATGM carriers and IFVs, and will be a great help against them. The whereas penetration of the Fago also doesn't matter that much in a fight against the BMDs. I think it's actually important against the BMD-2 because it can't one-shot a BMD-2. I think, yeah, it can't. 17-4. I think it barely can't one-shot it from the front. For example, for a BTRD, it can one-shot it from the front. No problem at all. Coops were also moved up a bit, but I think I killed off most of his area at this point. At least the bombers, because he still should have AT planes, and I was really surprised that he wasn't using them at all. I mean, like, I'm literally tank division. Why wouldn't you use your AT planes? Me-24, I remember that, I also have those. And I had quite a few points left, and, just spending it on a billion tanks, which I already did, wouldn't be, like, infinitely helpful. So I also bought in the helicopters. And then it instantly died to a double hit from the Eagler, because of course I got double hit by the Eagler. I think he brings them in double vet standard, or like standard, but he brings them in double vet in his deck, which is... I don't like to do it because for me it just doesn't do anything, but apparently when my enemy does it, they just hit literally every shot. But now the Eagler hit its first shot for me though, so that was nice. Water. And yeah, there is a BMP-2 actually driving around the flank. Most likely going for Dimitri, but yeah, be my guest driving into Dimitri. I don't have any issues with that. Fago is in position, infantry moving up, and yeah, there's a lot of tanks here now. Mi-8 was also moved up finally, and he's again trying to go into my flank, but once again, no BMD-2s. I just don't get it. Maybe, thinking about it, I think he doesn't even have BMD-2s in his deck. Because all I have seen so far were BMD-3s. Not BMD-2s, which is extremely stupid. Like, sure, BMD-2s don't have smoke, but it's still an ATGM carrier for, like, free. That's also forward deployed, by the way, and has a great autocannon. Like, not taking them is a giant mistake. It has this Kreide, which is, I guess, the bootleg IFE. But I mean, yeah, I saw them with my recon helicopter, so I just quickly reroute the urns, called in some reinforcements with all the points I had floating. And yeah, the push here is going very well. Oh, the little cat has come here. Oh, let's cuddle a bit. Oh yeah, nice. Never mind, he's going again. Okay, bye bye, cat. I love you. And yeah, well, yeah, didn't go too well for him. Also, the second Mi-24D is still alive, so this one also was called in to deal with it. The Skretchet is a bit problematic because it most likely has some AA in it. So I just quickly go in and bomb it, and now my helicopters will have free reign here. At least I thought so, but then he had a... Yeah, the descent commander actually has a... also got a man-pads of his own. Unfortunately, it again, double hits. Like, just what the fuck? I mean, I guess 60% accuracy, but like, it's 60%, another 100%. What the hell, man? That was really not nice. But then it misses the urn. Like, it's better than nothing, I'm not gonna complain. Brings in 2 Schmelz here for some reason. I mean, nothing hits them anyway, so whatever. But yeah, I have now taken control of Elena. His push on the far right has completely failed. Okay, the cat is back. I need to pet him. I'm really sorry, but this is very important. I'm just driving in my tanks because, yeah, I just need to kind of not let him in anywhere, which he won't because he had to unload his infantry command early and it was just sitting in the open. Yeah, yeah, you're very cute. You're very cute. Yes, I love you too. And his BMD-2 command died somewhere here along the way, I think. Oh, no, that's not... Oh. he also always wants to go behind my computer screens. He thinks it's very interesting back there. No, we're not gonna go there. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, so the BMD-2 died somewhere on his way to Dimitri, and his push on the right side right-hand side has completely failed. BMD-1 was being rerouted, I guess, to go into here. But I mean, obviously I have this defended as well. I was just driving the tanks and the BMPs through to get this forest line as well, to just kind of snipe his units in the spawn. Because again, why not? I'm at a +5, so oh yeah. I love you too. I love you too. He wants to cuddle really right now. Really wants to cuddle right now. Brings in an infantry squad. He actually gets through because his BMP-2 was busy missing the BMD-1. Finally kills it off. So his infantry is in the forest, but yeah, he doesn't have any command left now, I'm pretty sure. Don't eat my cables. Karl Friedrich, don't eat them. I need them to make cool videos. And that's the end. I won. Was a pretty interesting match, because I just haven't seen 76Y in that time. No, stop eating my cables. Jesus Christ. Okay, he really wants to play right now. So I will quickly finish up this video. Yeah, cool game on the new map. I think I like the new map quite a bit. It's like not the best from like balance wise, but it's okay. Dude, stop eating the cable. What the fuck is going on with you? Yeah, you're very cute, but please don't eat my cables. God damn it. And 76Y is still a strong division, but you like need to take the BMD-2s. Like, let me see, did I even kill a single BMD-2? No, because it doesn't have any. Damn. Okay, yeah, but he has a lot of conquest vehicles. And the Napalm performed super well, as you can see. Very, very nice call. This Modschützen also performed very well. Howitzers didn't do that much, actually. But, I mean, yeah. But didn't you do it because the Napalm RM-70 was doing all the work? And, yeah, literally no BMD-2s. I'm really fighting for my life so that he doesn't eat my cables while I'm recording. Me too, Earn. Also, very. I love them so much. I couldn't work them into my deck first, but then I decided, you know what, I need them. I really need them. And I did it in the end. And yeah, his Su-24s were a bit annoying in the early game, but then they kind of ran out, and he didn't have. Well, either he doesn't have the AT variant, or he doesn't take them. In the sense of that he didn't take them in his deck, or he just forgot to buy them. I'm not really sure. Let's also look at the coup that vetted up twice. Stop biting me. What's going on with you? Why are you so crazy right now? Yeah, I think this is the coup. It didn't even get that many kills, but it just got a lot of hits. Oh my god. It's yeah, working under pressure right now. And yeah, so I hope you liked the game. I'm gonna go play with the little one and cuddle him, because he really is playful right now. And this week I should have some League and FOB games again. I'm feeling better right again, so that will work out, hopefully at least, if nothing changes. And yeah, bring you this content. Maybe I will also do some, how to call it, some casts again. We will see how much time I will have. And yeah, so until next time, I wish you a beautiful day, and bye-bye.